Holy smokes. That was way closer than I was hoping it would be. Jets finished the day victors over the Tennessee Titans 24-17. And man, was that a nail-biter. That was not one I wanted to see come down to the wire. Jets were 4-point favorites heading into the game, and the Jets covered the spread. So, hey, you know what it is? We'll be fine. This stream, post-game stream, powered by BetUS. If you guys want to head over there, you will get a 150% bonus match on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. We'll take a look at the game bets at the end, middle part of the stream, so that way we can take a look and see how we all stand on there. But man, 24-17, the tale of two halves for me. The Jets looked totally undisciplined for the entirety of the first half of this game, and even like going into the second part of this game too. Timeouts, delay of games, like when they shouldn't be taken. You're getting penalties nonstop. I think at one point in the first half, we were like 6 penalties for 65 yards. I believe we finished the day 7 penalties of 70 yards. So you wind up having 5 more yards and 1 more penalty towards the end of the game. So I like that they cleaned that up. Gut-wrenching loss for the New York Jets. Jermaine Johnson seemingly lost for the season with a torn Achilles injury. They're hoping against all hope that might be different, but from the way he went down, the way he was crying, and the way he got carted off and all the conversations, I would be shocked if we see him again this year. Which begs the question, does Hassan Reddick now, because that leverage has shifted, does that wind up maybe sparking a little interest in Joe Douglas signing him? Will McDonald had himself a big day. 3 sacks? Is that what McDonald had? I saw him have at least 2. I think it was 3. Let me just check real quick. Will McDonald, 3 sacks. That's our number 1 pick. I knew we picked him for a reason, right? Get a little excited about it. But man, this game I was like up and down the entire game. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, studs. Nathaniel Hackett, I got a bone to pick with you. I don't know what happened the whole first part of this game where it was like run, pass, punt, or run, screen to Breece. Like, I feel like the first 8 plays of this game, the ball was out of Rodgers' hand and it was just going deliberately to Breece. And like the Titans were just able to key in on it the whole time. Then I don't know what happened to Breece. Did we learn what happened with Breece as far as like the injury at the in the first part, or I guess went into the 10th? My internet cut out and I had to reset everything, and then I had to catch up on the game. It was super frustrating. But either way, Breece is back and healthy. Braylon Allen, you're a stud. Absolutely love me some Braylon Allen. You remember when I said back in March, was it March, February, whenever it was, the Jets should take Braylon Allen in the middle part of the rounds? Well, I'm feeling pretty damn good about it right now. Pretty damn good. Jets going in 1-1 into Thursday Night Football. We got a short week, quick turnaround. As of this stream, I don't know what the score is to that Patriot game. I know they went to overtime. Let me see. Did they wind up winning? Seahawks win. All right, Patriots 1-1 heading into Thursday Night Football. I am going to be at the game, so if you're going to be there, if you're going to Fireman Ed's 65th birthday, let me know, because that's going to be pretty cool to see you guys out there. But yeah, look, this game took a whole bunch of notes. And then basically Jermaine Johnson gets knocked out, and like I make a little sad face, and then there's the long bomb to Ridley with the score, which incredible catch and not a great throw, but I guess since it was caught, it's still technically a great throw. I thought Sauce hit him down at the 1. Either way, Ridley had himself a day. This was a receiver that Jet fans did want. At one point, would have been happy with him this year. He had a running touchdown on an end around, had the bomb touchdown. The Jets got lucky because we did not look like we were playing our best football. This was like the 2 games to start the season was trying to shake that rust off. That's what it felt like. But the Jets find a way to win. That's all that really matters. I'll get into the Salah press conference. I got that pulled up. Aaron Rodgers hasn't come to the podium yet, but we'll take a look at those two once I give you guys my little thoughts here. Overall, I thought the fumble by Levis took away points immediately from the Titans. That could have been at least 3 points. Could have been a touchdown. Jets wind up hopping on it. He has the long bomb of a throw on first down after the Jets give up the ball and goes back the other way. The Jets just like, we had opportunities. You should win by more than what we won by against this team if you're supposed to be a Super Bowl caliber team. I'm looking around the league, though. There's a whole lot of teams getting upset here. When I hopped on, the Ravens looked like they were about to lose to the Raiders. you have the who the hell was it? The 49ers losing to the Vikings. Did that actually wind up happening? Sammy boy looking good. Love me some Sam. Love me some Sam. But man, I'm frustrated. So let me just run through my notes real quick. Defense started out good, 3-0. The intentional grounding, that pissed me off. I don't understand why Rodgers got an intentional grounding on that play when the week prior, Purdy had a receiver run the wrong route, and he threw the ball definitely inside the tackles, way like 20, 30 yards, totally out of play. And the Jets didn't get the benefit of that call. So I don't mind Rodgers getting called for intentional grounding as long as it's called equally across games. That pissed me off. Because I could see where you could argue Rodgers was intentional grounding, but I don't understand it based on last week's game. Ridley end around on a touchdown. That was bullshit. 3 plays to Brees and a 5-yard penalty on the second offensive series. Really frustrating. Thought that was just Hackett. I don't know what it is. I understand wanting to force feed the ball to Brees, but why not do something that's like actually productive and get a little like creative with things? I love when they had Brees and Allen in the backfield at the same time because that put some stress on the defense, and I think that was important to see. I'm glad we got to see that. Quincy recovers the fumble from Levis. Next play, bad pass to Brees, a sack, a short throw to Brees, like literally just featuring him through 3 offensive drives. Eccles gets the interception on the long play. Brees and Allen in the backfield, they score a touchdown when Allen catches the little, Brees runs to the right. Allen comes in front, gets the little, not a shovel pass, but like a nice little pass from Rodgers, takes it in. Dude's just a bully. Absolute bully. Tittman, I'll be honest, hasn't really looked great. He gave up at least 1 or 2 sacks. I'm excited to not excited, but I'm interested to get into the all-22 and look at the offensive line stats because I do not think Tittman had a very good game. Rodgers got hit at least twice or at least hit once or twice and had a run stop because of him. And I don't know if he's just not passing off his blocking assignment, whatever it is. Did not look good out of Joe Tittman. But hey, Jets got a victory. Jets got a victory here. So let's go through a little post-game action. Let's listen to what Robert Saleh had to say. We'll get into that, and then I'll go into some of your questions as well. So let's hop over to the presser.
Coach, congrats, big win. Listen, games are won in the fourth quarter in this league. The effort, some gas defensive linemen coming through those last 4 plays. Just talk about the effort of those guys to finish off the game.
We talk about from a defensive standpoint, they're the heartbeat of our team, that D-line is. And we go as they go, and, they just kept fighting. I thought Will McDonald, man, he was unbelievable. And credit to that quarterback, man. He got out of some stuff that was I thought he was dead for rights. But I thought, again, we fought, kept swinging. We knew today wasn't going to be easy with all the travel, but credit our guys that they kept answering the bell.
Did Jermaine tear his Achilles?
It's unfortunately looking like that, and we'll confirm it tomorrow, but it doesn't look good.
What can you say about that last drive, the last scoring drive there, Robert, with Aaron leaving?
Yeah, just big catches all the way around. Garrett had a big one. Mike Williams, we're 2nd and 15, and Mike gets a big catch to extend the drive, and then we were able to finish it on the ground with Braylon, who I thought had a really nice day. But just overall, it's we know it's a little inconsistent right now, which is to be expected. But at the same time, we know that every time we touch the ball, we can score. And to put up 24 points in this league against a defense like that, a veteran defense that's really sound, really well coached, to put up 24 points on the road is pretty good.
Let's talk about Braylon Allen and what he was able to give you offensively.
Yeah, he's you guys saw it in training camp, you saw it in the preseason. He's a load. He's always finishing forward. Was big in a couple of short yardage situations. Caught that screen pass on our left side, and there was no doubt with that space he was going to run over whoever's standing in his way at the one. And so again, just a great compliment to Brees and Brees' run style.
Robert, do you know anything yet about CJ?
He's dealing with a toe. Hopefully we can get him back on Thursday.
Robert, how critical is it? With Will to step up this way, kind of at the same time now Jermaine looks like it's going to be serious. Can you speak to that?
Yeah.
And what you saw out of him today?
For sure. With Will, I'm going to have to look at this tape, but it felt like he was really bringing power to his game today. I thought a couple of his sacks, or at least one of them, he ran right through that right tackle, and so if he continues to develop that, he will be a double-digit sack guy in his sleep. And but just overall, I thought the guys stood up. We've got a good group, and it was good to see Will McDonald step up today.
Can you talk a little bit about the resilience of them, sort of emotionally, after Jermaine goes out, CJ's out, to be able to regroup there for that?
Yeah, it is tough, we love Jermaine, and I think players in general, and I would imagine on their side, nobody wants to see a young man go down like that, and but the resilience for the guys to put it to the side for the last quarter and to do what we needed to do, and pray for a miracle tonight with regards to whatever we see, but we love the man, and it was good for the guys to respond the way they did.
Robert, on the last scoring drive, I think Aaron was 5 for 5 on that drive. Can you just describe, in a couple of third down conversion type plays, clutch plays, the poise, having a guy, a 20-year vet in that situation? You never really been in that situation here, just to have that kind of experience in that situation.
Yeah, it's like I said, I feel like we can score every time we touch the ball, and we're working through things obviously, but to have 3 scoring drives, also get a field goal out of it. His presence, his ability at the line of scrimmage, his confidence in the huddle, his confidence on the sideline. I mean, the guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and has had production in this league for a very, very long time. So he's seen everything, and to have a presence like that in the huddle for a lot of guys who haven't seen everything, it's pretty cool.
How calming of an influence is that or settling for, because it wasn't looking good early, early on there, and does he just kind of symbolize, he always talks about not overreacting and that kind of thing, and the relaxed thing and all that kind of stuff. This seemed to be a little bit of a symbol of that, this game for him and the offense. And
for sure.
What does that mean? How does that trickle down to the other guys?
It does. The biggest thing in football is confidence. Really, in sport in general, in life, is confidence in what you're doing, and you've got to have some affirmations to be able to continue to build all that confidence. And we're a young team that and an organization that's been through it for the last 13 years. So there's going to be some learning as we go, and as you look at the game as it unfolds, there's the mindset of we can score every drive is eventually going to take over this football team, and once that fully does take over, I think it's just going to be free flowing, and it's going to look beautiful when it all comes together. But to have a guy like Aaron that just gives that calm presence at the quarterback position, it is priceless.
It seemed like there's a lot of plays where you guys got close with delay of games and getting right up to the edge with the clock. Is that something that everybody's just kind of working through?
For sure, but that's also him. He's going to take it all. He's going to burn the entire clock as much as he can, and this is not a new thing. This has been his whole career, and he's always going to toe the line of the play clock.
How big were the contributions from Herb Charles today?
Oh my God, he's a Pro Bowl special teamer, all pro special teamer, and if people didn't know who he is, they need to figure it out quick.
Obviously, your season doesn't get decided in week 2, but how big is the difference in the mood and the outlook and the confidence to be 1-1 instead of 0-2?
It is. Anytime you can win in this league, it is, especially coming off of that hard. It's like the guys know. Nobody really cares how you get to Sunday. They don't care about what time you got in on Tuesday. They don't care about what boo-boo you have. They just care about what you do on Sunday and whether or not you win the game. And I thought our guys over the resilience of starting from Monday night, the travel, getting themselves right to play, getting on the plane, getting here last night, and then fighting through a hard first half and grinding through an even harder second half. I think credit goes to all of them and their mindset. But yeah, anytime you can win this league, I don't care how you do it, it's always rewarding.
Last one, Judy.
Robert, you talked about what a calming influence Aaron is on the team. What kind of calming influence is he on coaches, especially when, it looks a little rough in the first part of the game?
The confidence is knowing that we can score anytime we get the ball. So that's a good feeling.
Thanks, everybody, that capitalize on their mistakes.
Anytime you get
Whoops.
we'll take what we get.
Room's open. Aaron will be back here when he's ready.
All right, so we didn't miss much from that last question there. Let's see if did Rogers give his presser yet. Looks like his is live too, so we'll go to his presser. Then I'll answer a few comments in the comment section here. We'll go through your thoughts and questions. I do have a poll question up. Should the Jets sign Hassan Reddick now? I want to hear from you guys. 77% of you or 75% of you say yes. I also have Aaron Rodgers Every Throw video up. If you guys want to help out the channel, click on that link. Follow my Twitter. I can no longer post the Every Throw video for Aaron Rodgers over on this YouTube channel, so it's going to be living over on my Twitter. So if you guys would do me a solid, hit the retweet on that tweet, if you would be so kind, help gain some exposure for the Twitter following. If you want to say something nice, great. I will add anyone that does the retweet into our contest for. I'll do a giveaway. Let's see. I'm going to do another show, so we'll do a giveaway at the end. Actually, I'll do a giveaway at the end of this. So however many of you guys retweet the tweet that's pinned in the live chat, you guys will all be qualified, and I'll do a giveaway at the end of this show. So let's head over to Aaron Rodgers. This is his post-game presser.
That one's on. That one's on.
Your first win.
Sheridan G as well. That might be yours. Could be a listening device.
How confident were you that you guys were going to go field and score when you went in for that last drive?
I'm always confident we take the field, we're going to score. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but yeah, I mean, we had to make a couple plays there. G did some, squirrely stuff down the field, made a great adjustment. And then Mike, gave him a chance on the ball, and he came down with it. That was nice. So those are two big plays. And then we blew a hole open on the right side to put it in.
Aaron, you've done this a little bit. What does first win as a Jets game in uniform for you?
Technically my second. We all know that. Somehow that first one counts. 4 important plays. Yeah, well, I don't know if they count on that, but yeah, it feels great. It feels great. Been a long time coming. I was telling Evan, in the post game on the field, I hadn't had that in a long time. Being able to have that interview on the field after the game means you won, means you played halfway decent. So good to get a win. These are kind of the games you look back on late in the season. And you're thankful that you won these because if we want to be a great team, we got to win in these type of environments against teams like that. Braylon, yeah, he's what we saw in training camp. He just had more opportunities today. I thought it was a super athletic play on the screen to get in the end zone, and then we checked a run into a nice side on the right side, and I'm not sure the tight end was, but it felt like Morgan and ABT opened a hole, and then he just needs a little bit of space. He's so big and strong. Just can't tackle him high. So really proud of him. He's a great kid. He cares about it a lot. And, happy he got some plays.
He called you the conductor. Talk about this. You talked about your calming presence. Just why is that important? Just when you're in a situation like that.
Just a lot of times people freak out. You got to be the calming force in there, and you can see it in their eyes sometimes. But I feel like all game, we were frustrated at times, but never got down on each other. Felt like we were, real supportive and positive, even though we were frustrated. Not getting G. I was frustrated not getting G enough balls, and we didn't run the ball very well, like the first, 2.5 quarters, I think. So we just, we stayed confident, and defense came up with a couple really big plays in the first half to keep it a one-score game. And, the touchdown in the second half, the first drive was important for confidence.
That way, you were just talking about, to answer my question, you are very much preach being patient, don't panic, be calm, the relax thing, all that stuff from a few years ago.
A long time ago.
I know. It's still good to refer to it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Is there, was today, to some degree, a bit of a microcosm of that whole vibe, so to speak, that you try to?
I think so. Again, these are really important games late in the season when you're trying to get in the playoffs. You're looking back. It was a hot day, short week, very good defense. We start off really slow, but finding a way to win. That's what really good teams do. Now great teams, when you're up 14-10, you block a punt and you score a touchdown to go up 2 scores. So we're not quite there yet, but good teams can close out games in tough environments, and we'll be really thankful for this one, I hope, down the road.
On the Brees touchdown, obviously he split wide on a linebacker. Did your eyes light up when you saw that? Did you expect that guy to be on him, or how did that evolve?
I'll tell you exactly how it evolved. I screwed up the clock, and we called timeout, and Brees comes over and goes, "Hey, throw me a go ball if there's a backer out there." I said, "Okay." That's basically how it went. So he split out there, they walked the backer out there, and I dropped back and looked inside for a second, and by the time I looked to him, he was 3 or 4 yards past him. I kind of didn't throw the best ball, but even a nice catch.
The process of getting this offense to the level you feel it needs to be the kind of team you want to be, where do you think you are in that process?
Well, early in the process, unfortunately. We haven't put it together. You know, we have some times in games where we're moving it pretty well, but we just haven't been consistent enough in the passing game or the run game.
Why is that?
Well, I think we're going to look back at the end of the season and know that those are two really good defenses, whether they're top 10 or top 15 or top 5. Two really good defenses, two schemes, good schemes. But yeah, we're just kind of one little thing off. Sometimes it's a bad throw. Sometimes it's miss a landmark in the run game. Sometimes route concepts get screwed up and we don't run the right routes. So just little things. It's correctable. It is little, though. I think it's the difference between 350, 400 yards and whatever we had today is really minute. So we got to figure out how to fill in the gaps there, especially on a short week.
You and Jeffrey Simmons seem to have an ongoing little thing going.
Yeah, he started that. Yeah, he was calling me some mean names out there. Called me a crybaby a few times.
The pass that you completed to Garrett.
That's true. And I called him a crybaby back, and that's after he had the roughing call, and then we had a couple laughs after the game. So all's well.
The pass that you completed to Garrett, kind of down that right side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a chemistry thing there? Something he saw?
That's a 5 is really good. He was kind of freestyling out there, and based on the angle of Snead, it felt like the only opportunity to complete it was to actually throw it back inside. I knew because it was 0, there was no safety issues pre-snap. But G is just, he was Gumby out there, and I just kind of threw it inside and hoped that he would turn that way. But he's so talented. That was probably an easy play for him. Where for most people, that's like a highlight reel play.
Couple more.
Aaron, you talked about kind of the relaxed mantra a moment ago. What is it about?
I didn't. No, he did.
Well, yeah, he brought it up. Sorry. What is it about the way you think you're trying to intentionally communicate to nurture a calmness around the team, like just in the huddle and whatnot?
Well, it's not just on game day. It's every day. It's how do we stay loose and then be able to lock in when it's time to lock in. There's been some times, I think last year, where there were, some negative vibes going at times where it felt like, here we go again, and we're not going to win this one. And, I just don't want us to ever get in that spot. So I think there's ways of doing that. Some of it's through humor. Some of it's through stoicism. Some of it's through just taking charge at times. So you just kind of putting your pulse on the team, on the energy, and trying to do the right thing as a leader.
The pass. After you described that play and also afterwards, it looked like you pointed to someone on the sideline. I'm wondering if there was any significance to that.
Yeah, I pointed to Hack because we were talking about that personnel group on Thursday, and he said, I like it. I don't know if I like it this week, but what would you want? And I said, well, maybe Bubble Chloe and Wanda Bubble or something like that. And he's like, I like those. And then sure enough, right before it, I think we had a timeout. With a 2-minute warning or something? What was it? There was something. It was 2-minute warning, yeah. And I came over, and we had 2 plays we were mulling over, and that was one of them. And I said, what about that one? He said, yeah, let's do that one. And so it's just fun when you get on the same page. He calls it, it works out like that.
Did you have any words of advice or just maybe if you learned Jermaine? Obviously, it looks like he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was hurt, carted off, so I was worried about him. Then I saw actually on the Jumbotron it said Achilles, so my heart kind of dropped a little bit. just knowing what that's all about. Good news is he's a very young player. He's gonna have a long career. There's a lot of, great people out there to take care of him. I'm a little biased with Dr. 𝐂𝐟𝐼𝐥𝐢𝐸, but we briefly talked. But I just hugged him, told him I loved him, and told him I was sorry. He's handled it a lot better than I did so far. But it's gonna be a big loss for us.
That was what I was asking.
Okay, I have one. Real quick, you mentioned the clock stuff.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
What was it wasn't the only play, so what was the issue behind that, and how are you going to fix it?
I got some excuses for sure, but they're not very good. So I'll just leave it. That was on me. I felt good week one. We didn't have anything close to that, but this week we had, a couple. Robert saved my ass a couple times, but it's frustrating.
Thanks, everyone. Don't forget your routine.
Oh yeah.
Man, I really do like winning press conferences a lot more than losing press conferences. I'm going to really enjoy watching Rodgers at these post-game press conferences. That is super entertaining. But recaps a lot of stuff. Obviously, his heart goes out to Jermaine Johnson. An Achilles injury is brutal for an edge rusher. We saw it happen to Carl Lawson. Granted, Carl Lawson was a touch older. He's, 28, 29 when his Achilles injuries happened. And then, obviously, Jermaine in year 3 right now. But I think he was older, too. I got to look at what Jermaine's age is. I don't know offhand. 25, 26, somewhere in there. Hopefully, he comes back all right. Although, if he's his third year, 22, 25, probably 25. Either way, God, it's just a brutal blow. So how do the Jets handle the edge rush situation? You got to pay Hassan Reddick, I would think now. You got to figure out a way. And in my opinion, it has to be a multi-year contract at this point because your salary cap space is crushed otherwise. Because you got to try and recoup the money that he's already lost due to fines and shit. That's annoying. You got 𝐂𝐿𝐥𝐢𝐸 ngakoue, who's a free agent. Can Will McDonald continue to trend up? You're not going to go against Will Levis every single week, but we love the 3 sacks that we got out of him. Guy's showing out as our first overall pick just last year. Feels kind of good from that respect. Overall, we got 700 people in here. Guys, hit that like button if you enjoy the post game where we show the Rodgers presser, the Robert Saleh presser. And if you want to check out the every throw from Aaron Rodgers, I did pin it in the live chat. I don't have I can't post it to YouTube anymore. It does have to go to Twitter. So if you guys would go over to Twitter, give me a follow and retweet that link. It would go a long way to helping grow that presence. I'm going to pick a winner at the end of the show, someone who's retweeted this to win a shirt from the Jets Talk store. So I greatly, greatly appreciate that if you would be so kind. All right, let's rip through a few of your comments in here. I see Jets, UK Jets fan, coming in nice and early. Let's have it go, Jets, 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 Jets. Cameron pops in. Cameron says, Allen looks like the real deal. I agree. I think Allen is a stud. Joe M comes in with a 5 spot. Thank you so much. Says, very sloppy play. Way too many delay of game penalties and silly defensive penalties. Just happy we got the win. Can't wait to beat the Patriots. The Patriots are a tough team right now. They are not going to be a team that we should consider, glossing over just because they weren't supposed to be good this year. This is a team that the Jets have to lock in on a short week, and you have to come away with a big AFC win. Last week's loss, at least to an NFC opponent, at least to a Super Bowl contender. This one, not going to lie, had me a little bit scared. Had me a little nervous. And I think if the Titans had gone in at the end there, you would have seen a 2-point conversion, and I would have been spitting nails. Would have been losing my mind. So overall, very, very frustrating day if you are a Jet fan, but we come out of it with a win, and that's ultimately the biggest factor that comes to play. Going over some game stats, Aaron Rodgers, 18 of 30, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's what? Just over, that's probably like 60%, if I had to guess, little right around there. Breece Hall, 14 carries, 62 yards. That's average of 4.4 yards a carry. He did have 7 receptions for 52 yards. So Breece goes over 100 today with the touchdown, the spectacular touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. That was just a freak. I love hearing Aaron Rodgers say like, oh, Breece came up to me and said, hey, if there's a backer on me, I'm going to do a go route. Just throw me the ball. Like, Breece thinks he's wide receiver 2 on this team, and it looks like Breece is wide receiver 2 on this team. I love that we got to see a little bit from Lazard, not just Lazard, but from Mike Williams. You got that nice little back shoulder throw. Really, really liked that. Super pumped on how everything played out in that respect. Let's see. I'm just want to go through some more of these stats here. Then I have a special guest that will pull into the conversation briefly. Let's see. We had Braylon Allen, 2 receptions, 23 yards, the touchdown. Receiving, he also had 32 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So a total of, what did that work out to be? 55 yards? 55 yards. Looking pretty good. Mike Williams, 19-yard reception. Quincy Williams leads the way in terms of tackles with 9. Eccles had 5 plus a touchdown or plus an interception. In terms of sacks, 3 of them coming from the number 15 overall pick in Will McDonald, and another sack coming by Solomon Thomas. Overall, Jets defense was able to kind of figure it out, but man, was that stressful. Super, super stressful. No DJ Reed, obviously. Big loss there on the defensive side. Will Levis on the Titans side of things, 19 of 28, 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Pollard led the way for them, rushing 17 rushes for 61 yards, had 3.6 yards a carry, so really not too bad from the Jets there. He did have another 40 yards receiving on 5 receptions, so overall Pollard did go over 100 yards. Ridley had the end around for a touchdown, and he also led the way with 77 yards and another touchdown through the air, so he had 5 touches for a total of 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ridley did have himself a day. Now, I didn't see, did DeAndre Hopkins had 1 catch for 9 yards. That was the 1 catch that kept his streak alive in terms of consecutive games. Now, as far as the team stats go, the Jets, like I said earlier in this stream, 7 penalties for 70 yards. 6 of those and 65 of the yards came in the first half. So the Jets cleaned it up in the second half, but still too many delay games, too many times where you had to burn a timeout in an unopportune time. Did not like seeing that. Jets in total basically split time of possession evenly, 30 minutes and 3 seconds. So really about as even as you can get there. Titans overall 300 yards, Jets overall 265. So the Jets got to get this offense clicking a little bit earlier. You shouldn't be in these bad situations. You can see how this pass rush can really start to make some noise when the Jets play with a lead. So I want to see that a little bit more consistently moving forward. I do not want to see this I don't want to see this continue to be a problem week in and week out. All right, let's see. I just want to get this super chat up on the screen, and then we'll go over to our special guest here. Tommy Boy drops into the 5 spot. Thank you so much. Disappointed in Sauce. Garner let up 2 touchdowns, and I'm extremely disappointed in Hackett. The touchdown with Ridley on the end around, I don't know how much I really am going to put that in on Sauce, but okay. And then the other one was just a crazy catch. Probably should, it was good coverage. It had a 16%, according to Next Gen Stats, 16% shot at getting caught. Not to mention, I'm almost positive Sauce actually touched Ridley down on the 1 yard line, and for some reason they didn't review it, or maybe they didn't see that there was inconclusive evidence, but I'm pretty sure he kicked his shin when Ridley was at the 1.5 yard line. Either way, I'm not concerned with Sauce at all. If that's the way he's going to have to give up a touchdown on some acrobatically crazy catch or an end around on a run, I'm not going to be sweating too much. Don't be too bummed out there. As far as Hackett, yeah, I don't love the Hackett stuff. All right, let's go over. We got a little presser from Mr. GM Joe Douglas. How you doing, Joe?
Okay, yes, thank you. Hey, Ryan, Jets 24/7. How you doing, brother?
Good to be in here. What'd you think of the game today?
It's always good to get your first win, especially on the road against a good team. I like how we fought back, especially coming off the heels of last Monday. Unfortunately, the win came at a heavy price, and they stuck with it, and they pulled.
So now, do you think you're going to pay Hassan Reddick now that Jermaine Johnson seemingly lost for the season?
From a business standpoint, as the GM, it definitely weakens my stance. But I'm confident that we got guys on the roster and the practice that are deserving to be on an NFL roster and can contribute. And I have to see how this unfolds. I can't just say no. We won't hit the negotiating table again. but I can't make no promises.
I, for one, am super frustrated. I love me some Jermaine Johnson. I didn't want to pay Hassan Reddick, but now I'm like in full-blown panic mode. If we're losing Jermaine for the season, I don't know what to do. We didn't have DJ Reed today. The defense looked like they were still causing some mistakes. You saw the offense also maybe a little bit undisciplined. What's your stance on Robert Saleh right now? Do you feel like he's really got full control of this team and has us dialed in?
Well, I believe in Robert. You know, we did come in shorthanded without DJ. I think the part that I didn't like the most was, again, the predictable offensive game plan. Run, pass, run, pass. It's almost as if they know what's coming. I want a little more fluidity in that part of the game. And then in the second half, we opened it up a little bit, and we put points on the board. And the defense stepped up and made stops, needed it.
Joe, we got a short week here. We got the division rival Patriots coming to town. Jets home opener. What do you got for us coming up for this Thursday?
Well, one thing I can say, and for all our fans out there, is that these Patriots, the bums that we thought they were going to be, they're actually a competent team. They're dangerous, and we always want our guys to never look ahead, too far ahead, or look past an opponent, especially New England, because Murphy's Law always dictates, if we allow it, bad things will happen. So these boys are going to come in just like looking to eat, and can't look past them, and we're going to bring it to them.
GM Joe Douglas, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let the fans know where they can find you.
You can find GM Joe Douglas at www.youtube.com/@Murdog5, YouTube channel called The Jet Stream, and Discord is .murdog. And you can find me there, brother.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Boys and girls, Mr. GM Joe Douglas. Dude is yoked. I saw it in the comment section there. Joe Douglas is an absolute monster. All right, boys and girls, I want to get into your comments, your thoughts. We are sitting at the 37-minute mark. Take this to about an hour or so. Before we do, I do want to just pull over the lines from today. BetUS, this stream is sponsored by. Get 150% bonus match on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. The Jets beat the spread. They were 3.5-point favorites, and the over-under was 41 points, right? So what do we have? What was the final score? Basically exactly 41 points. And by basically, I mean it's exactly 41 points. So I guess that's a push. Man, these betting guys, they know what they're talking about here. So if you took the spread, Jets obviously having themselves a little bit of victory party because we're going over that 4-point spread. Very much happy. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. All right, let's go through some comments that I see in here. Samakar says, Hackett is incapable of calling plays that involves anyone other than Wilson or Brees. I mean, honestly, those are the two guys that we want to see get the ball the most, but man, I want to see some creativity. I want to see Braylon Allen out there. I want to see some go balls, or at least like back shoulder throws to Mike Williams. We finally got one towards the end of the game. Hopefully it's just Williams coming back from injury, and we'll start to see a little bit more of it. Easton says, Braylon will be great compliment to Brees. I completely agree. Steven says, hey Ryan, we doing call-ins today. Both our teams won today. Go Pack, go Jets. I'm not going to do call-ins today just because I have some friends downstairs that I'm going to go back and hang out with here. This is just me ripping off a little bit of a post-game here while we can. Knob Deep in the chat, thank you so much, says, I felt like I was watching Jerry Glanville calling offensive plays 1987. It was really, really bad. I don't like how this offense looks right now, and I'm hoping it's just rust shaking it all off. Take off your shirt and shout JETS. You give me $100 super chat, I'll take off this shirt and I'll yell JETS. Why not? I'm not going to do it for free. All right. Sherwood had a good game. Yeah, Sherwood, what did he wind up with? Sherwood had... Where are we looking at? Oh, I'm under the Titans. Jets tackles. Sherwood, 10 tackles on the day. So technically he had more. I guess Quincy had more straight-up solo tackles. Sherwood had 3 assists. So 10 tackles from Sherwood. CJ Mosley hurting his toe. Hopefully we get him back for the second part of this week. The Juice Main says, it's coaching, run, pass, ain't it? Yep, I completely agree. I want Sauce to catch a pick. So do I. I'm a little irritated that we don't get to see that. I'm a big Sauce guy, obviously. I know most of us are. Taco. Let's not overcorrect. This is Rodgers' second real game as a Jet. Team figured it out by the end and will continue to get better. I just want to put the ball in Rodgers' hand. Like, let's start with the pass and then get the ball to our playmakers in space. It doesn't have to be a run all the time. I'm fine with like a pass into the flat or a quick slant and let these guys make a dude miss. Thomas says, dude, you're way too optimistic. Yep. Yep. Edward, Sauce tackling scares me. I'm not overly concerned. 𝐂𝐿𝐥𝐢𝐚, they load up the box and we run it anyway. We all know it's going to Brees. Yeah, it's like we just fucking tip our hand all the time. Knob Creek, if Sauce ain't been picking off balls by now, he ain't going to be that guy. Man, you guys are really like down on Sauce. I think Sauce, they clearly like did not want to throw towards him. We'll do an every snap for Sauce Gardner, so I'll release that in the coming days. We'll kind of take a look and see how he actually performed. Wild Wave, Ryan, Sauce has to turn his head. He probably would have had that. Not the end of the world, though. Yeah, I mean, I think he just had such great coverage. I don't know. I'd love to hear what he has to say about that. Jay says, Chuck Clark needs to pick off that pass Sauce pulled up. Our safety play has been abysmal right now. Clark causing penalties. You got Tony Adams causing penalties. I did not like that one iota. Brian, teams would run at Deion Sanders too, and he couldn't tackle for a squat. Yeah, look, I'm not drafting Sauce or holding on to Sauce because he's a tackler. I'm holding him to stop the best weapon on the field. Wrong Verb says we can stop with the rust excuse after this game, right? I think so. I think you have to be able to, or at least I would say the first 3 games. Shake off that rust. You got 3 games in 10 days. Get past that. You should be firing on all cylinders after this week. Sauce is still stud. He's been a liability in regards to tackling for 3 years now, though. Yeah, I'm happy with it. He's been all pro each of those first 2 years. Reddick can return, but prorated salary, let his fines stand. F him. Look, I don't think he's going to return. I think the Jets are going to have to pay him to come back because the Jets are in a negative situation right now. And I think, look, I would, unfortunately, because of what happened to Jermaine, we can't guarantee that Jermaine's going to be ready to go for the start of next year. An edge rusher blowing his Achilles is an incredibly brutal injury to have because he puts so much explosive nature into his legs and his calves when he fires off the line that this could be a 2-year injury. And I think Douglas needs to sit down and really consider, hey, we got to assume Jermaine's not here for the next 2 years. And is Reddick worth having around for those next 2? Because if it is, fucking sign the guy. Got to get him in the door. Knob, deep. Sauce can't tackle. He breaks up passes. That's it. That's his job, though. That's his job. Reddick is Jamal Adams 2.0. Toxic for the locker room. No, I don't think so. I think he just wants to get paid. Jamal, look, he wanted to get paid, but he was not a premium position either. And I don't think he had the stats to back it up either. I think Reddick is much better player. Knob says, Will McDonald look great? Yeah, I'm glad. Needed that. Matter says, Will McDonald proved he can play. With the bull rush, not just a spin move and finesse, he earned the right to start. Yeah, I'm excited to see what his all-22 looks like. I'll release another one for Will McDonald this week too. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I do release those every snap plays. And like I said, don't make anything off those. It's just purely for like research purposes and growing the channel. So if you like it, that would be awesome. Pluto comes in and says, the Patriot game don't look easy as it used to. Yeah, look, I was planning to go to a home opener that I felt like we could win. Nah, look, I wanted to go either way. But even still, that Patriot game is not looking as easy as I think it originally did to begin with. Jay says, Jets D looked light years faster and quicker to the ball than with CJ in the lineup. Yeah, maybe some young players hitting the field is going to spark something because CJ did look a little sluggish out there today. Eccles has played better than Reed has been playing. Reed didn't look great this training camp. I'll be honest. He got torched by neighbors in the joint practice. And then, look, I don't think Eccles is going to be on this team either next year. But I like that some guys are getting a little bit extra playing time here. I do want Reed back out there, though. I do think Reed's a stud. Radimus Prime made my deposit and won my bet for this game, Ryan. Radimus, that's what I'm talking about. We're winning money together. I thought we'd clear the point total. 41 points is a kick in the balls. But I guess it's a push, right? Kurt, Why wasn't this game out of reach from the beginning? Where was our elite defense in pass rush? Where was the high-powered offense? We need to do better if we're going to make a run for the playoffs. Yes, it's a good thing that there's still 15 more games prior to the playoffs. So the Jets have to get this right and be able to fire on all cylinders towards the end of the season. This is not great. As Michael says, Thursday coming up soon. Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. And then you get a little mini bye. After the Thursday night game, you get week 4. Jets Broncos. I'll be sending those tickets out for all you guys that got tickets for our group buy for Talking Jets. I have my my seating chart all mapped out, all our little seats. So those will be getting sent out to everyone in the coming days here. Michael says, "What's the Hackett hate still? That Allen Brees package was fucking clean." Yeah, that was my favorite package. The first touchdown that we scored where like Brees ran to the right and Allen went to the left and caught that little pass by Rodgers. I'm going to highlight that. It was a thing of beauty. We need to see more of those two on the field together. Lucas, we need to get Conklin involved. Yeah, we just need to see more sustained drives. I feel like we keep shooting ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties and we wind up going backwards. Edward says, got to work out that rust in training camp. Yeah, but we didn't have any game time either. Deshaun Williams, Sherwood, been solid. Hope we can keep him. Yeah, I hope so too. I think he's a free agent at the end of this year, right? I'm pretty sure. I think they want to hold on to Sherwood and pair him with Barnes. Ed says, not like Revis. Yeah, look, there's only one of Revis, so it's okay. Fun fact, Joe Douglas has a 100% success record. Yes, facts. Joe Douglas. Let's see. All the good players we have on offense need to be involved in the play calling. Well, no, we just got to start getting friggin' first downs now. The Shield, is Reddick an immediate signing now? I feel like it is. I really do. It sucks that we got put in this position, but dude, you just got to fold. Mutfile says, so when does Reddick get paid? Hopefully, like, right now. Hopefully, like, Douglas on the phone, like, look, okay, I get it. Yes, bend me over a barrel. No lube. Just get in here. We need you for the next 2 years. $50 million. You want the Danielle Hunter deal? 2 years, $50 million, you got it. That's what's going to happen. Wild Wave. If this keeps up with play calling on offense, Downing has to step in. We can get away with some teams, not all. Blowing those turnovers is inexcusable. Timeouts or turnovers? Either one. Turnovers that we didn't score on and timeouts that we have to burn at the line of scrimmage. Although I think Rodgers was saying it's his fault for running the clock too far down. So I like that he's at least taking the blame for it, even if it's whether or not it's his fault, I guess. I do think Downing should probably step in to call plays. I think that would probably be a wise move. This offense looks pretty bad, even with Rodgers throwing the rock, comparatively to how the plays were called last year with Zach. So I think it is more of a Hackett problem than anything else. Justman Jets, we need Reddick. JD's job is at stake, and his stubbornness will get him fired due to not having a pass rush. Pay Hassan. I think if we did not lose JJ today, we would have held out till after the Patriot game to figure out what we wanted to do. Now you lose JJ for the season. I think you just have to just admit defeat and pay Reddick, what he wants, right? Man, it sucks. And I wonder if they go back and they say, hey, price has gone up. That would just burn me to all hell. If we wind up paying like 2 years, like $60 million or something stupid, I'm going to lose my mind. Three Siblings says, no, the safeties are good. That's what y'all said. They are trash. I don't think anyone said the safeties are good. I think they said that the Jets don't generally care about the safety position. And I do think that still holds true. We haven't seen any major investment into the safety room, but most fans felt like we should have seen a better safety come in. There were plenty of good ones out there on the free agent market, and the Jets didn't want to bring any in. Now, it's still early on in the season. There's still plenty of time to see where things sort of shake out, but Clark and Tony Adams have not looked great to start this season. Pluto coming in with 5 spot. Thanks so much. Says, I know it's super duper early, but this draft should be interesting. We surprisingly have so many holes, even in the secondary. Yeah, we are going to have a lot of questions after the season, which is why you need to take advantage of everything you can now, because you never know where this is going to shake out in just a year's time. Kumi says, stance hasn't changed on Reddick. Get rid of him. Don't want him on this team. I don't think he's the toxic cancer that people make him out to be. I think he's just a knucklehead. I'll say that. Dakota, Will McDonald had 3 sacks. Reddick can get lost. Yeah, look, I'm fine. I don't think Reddick's going to play for Thursday anyway, So if you want to say wait till Thursday's game and see how this defense responds on a short week, then decide on Riddick after that. That's kind of where my stance was on Riddick to begin with through these first 3 games. Force him to miss, 2 extra game checks or 1 extra game check. But if you ultimately have to sign him, it's going to be a little frustrating. Saving Souls says, love how the Jets fans were saying this season is over after 5 quarters. So over dramatic. That's us. That's us. That's how it works. I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here through 1 quarter of play today, and I'm like, man, this last week looked like rust. This looks like we're just not playing well. Good win. Good win. Needed it. Tracy's so upset about Jermaine. I'm crushed. Jermaine was one of my top dogs coming out of that draft, so I wish him well. Orlando saying, good win, but the D is depleted. Yeah, we're just losing dudes. Mosley, Jermaine, no Hassan Reddick out there. You got Reed knocked out. Michael Carter II was a little, slow coming into the day. Really frustrating to watch. Knob says we need to send Joe Douglas to negotiate with Reddick with that gun show. Yeah, Joe Douglas needs to go negotiate. Chuck Clark looks washed. Tony Adams is the one that's good. Adams played well today when it mattered most in the second half. He had the hold early on Adams, and then Clark he lowered the boom, which was a great hit, but he's like causing us major penalties. You can't be giving up massive gains on 3rd down. Super frustrating. Super frustrating. Chris comes in, says, we absolutely need Reddick now. Of course, he's not playing Thursday, but I would hope by the Buffalo game. I hope he's playing by the Buffalo game. Honestly, I hope he's playing by the Bronco game. I think we probably negotiate with him after the Patriot game. That would be my luck. Radimus says, I put 100 for the Jets to win. Good. So you earned some money. I like it. Alex says, Will McDonald look good, but still a huge liability in the run. Yeah, he is. We got to get them into obvious passing situations. That's what has to happen. Offense has to start clicking. We struggled against the Titans. Yeah, not great. It's a win. Touchdown Chiefs beat the Bengals is what we're hoping for. Yeah. Fingers crossed, right? Hopefully the AFC teams just start beating the snot out of one another. JE, I'm just keeping it real. We're not winning more than 8 games, bro. Get the where's my chicken? What the heck? I built those slides. I'm not even going to wind up using them. That's okay. We got about 8 minutes left, so if you want to get your voice heard, let me know in the chat. Jay says, refs were brutal. 78 held 3 times in a row, including McDonald's sack. He had McGregor in a full Nelson. Yeah, this was definitely not like the best called game. I was super fired up about Aaron Rodgers' intentional grounding call. I think by the definition of the rule, absolutely intentional grounding. But last week, Purdy did not get an intentional grounding, and his was far more egregious. He didn't leave the pocket. He threw it like 30 yards away. I don't know. I just want consistency. At least if you call it fairly, like across the board, I'm not going to complain. Like, I think Rodgers was an intentional grounding. It's just frustrating that one gets called because our receiver runs a different route. But at Purdy's play, he throws it way further and, nothing there. Super irritating. Oreo says, early predictions for Jets-Pats game. Pats are a tough team. We can easily lose that game. This D-line is shredded. Yeah, I'm nervous. I think the Pats are a scrappy team that are fighting for a young head coach. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be like a 2017 game. It's going to be a coin flip. I don't think the Jets have earned the right to be more than like a 2.5 point favorite at home right now. Let's see. Just when Jets, Conklin is slow by tight end standards. Could just an upgrade. Same with safeties. Yeah, you could see an upgrade at tight end at some point. In limbo, you think Reddick would sign by Thursday? If he does, he's not playing Thursday. I'd be very surprised. Pats are in trouble. We don't just kick field goals now. Yeah, but they're playing some tough football right now. I don't like it. Owen says, I love the fact that we're getting into the end zone and not settling for field goals. This is just rust from not playing the preseason. Yeah, it's nice to finish drives. I like not seeing a ton of field goals. Farouk says, Reddick's price just went up to $35 million. Yeah, I think it's going to get closer to 30. I think 2 years, $50 million is the floor at this point, and you're probably talking about doing a third-year contract with him as well. Edward says that's a tough decision, money-wise, going into the future. Talking about Reddick, I think, is what you're saying. Oreo, everything on offense still kind of looks hard. Also, what's with Rodgers not seeing the play clock? Let it run down a lot. Defense is no longer elite. I don't think Reddick helps this run defense. I think Reddick helps the defense as a whole. I think just getting studs out there to finish plays. I mean, how many times do we see Levis Levis just constantly running around back there? Felt like he had far too much time, and you got to get more pressure than what we were getting. Paige says history has had us banged up on offense and healthy on defense. The script has flipped. Yeah, now our defense is taking the toll. At least this is still an offense-driven league, so if we could figure out how to score points on offense, I think we can still manage on our defensive side of things. Welcome to the defense. Injury bills have been... welcome to defense. Injury bills been injured 2 years. The Bills didn't have an injured offensive lineman until the playoffs last year. The Jets have been devastated on the offensive line the last few years, so I'm not losing much sleep on this. Michael says Levis has a lot of potential. His deep ball was pretty. I don't know how pretty it was. I mean, it was definitely underthrown. It was nice that it was caught, but I don't think that was a great. I don't think that was a great throw. Maybe not even a great decision. Worked out. The Jetstream, what's up, dude? Gotta love that Joe Douglas. One thing we can feel good about is last year's team, we've found a way to lose the game. So if you guys have not already done so and you want to help support GM Joe Douglas, this is his YouTube channel. Make sure you head over there, give him a follow. Kaz says 100% homers on the officiating side of the ball. That's what it feels like. I want some homegrown calls this Thursday. So I want to see. Sorless says, looks like the O-line got some resemblance of a run block going as the game went on, hoping we can get Mike Williams more involved on some deep passes. Yeah, I think as the offensive line kind of figures it out and Mike Williams works his way back in, the offense will start clicking more consistently. Got to be able to run. It did not look like we could run in the first half of this game. I think doing a little misdirection, having both running backs in the backfield would probably go a long way if you're the New York Jets and Nathaniel Hackett. Real Talk comes in, says, today was frustrating, but let's be honest. Last year, we scored 3 field goals, 1 touchdown, and would lose 17-16. Just think about that. Yeah, that is basically how the Jets have operated the last few years. Knob says, nice to not be bitching about the offensive line for a change. Their pass blocking has been solid. It has been pretty solid. Michael F., how about Brock Bowers? 9 catches, 98 yards. Bowers is a stud. He's definitely a stud. And that's what we said, right? Like, if you want a player for this year, it's Bowers. If you want to protect Rodgers and hopefully not have him go down, obviously keeping him upright is super important. So Olu was the pick. Look, I'm not going to lose sleep over Bowers being a great player because I think all of us thought he was going to be great. It just, a lot of people didn't think he was the position to go to. And based off how we're using the tight ends right now, I don't know if we would have used him that way. Oreo says, thoughts on Hackett's play calling, grade on the game. Hackett's play calling blows, but I will say that having Allen and Breece in the backfield at the same time gave me a little bit more hope to see the creativity. I would say still sub-optimal, at least to start the game. You got to be able to at least know the plays that you've scripted to start, and you can't have all these, stop behind the line of scrimmage or just confusion, plays coming in late, whatever it may be. I don't like Hackett play calling. I would switch to Downing, but I don't think that's going to happen for a little bit of time. Sorless says also, how about Sam Darnold balling out again? Happy for him. I love me some Sammy boy. I thought Sammy was a franchise quarterback coming out. I thought we didn't have enough talent. I did think we should move on from him when we did because of the pick we had. Unfortunately, Zach didn't work out, but I think Sam with this team would be a very good quarterback as well, and I'm happy for him. It's going to make London a lot harder. I'll say that much. Chick says, front office should have just paid to keep many of our impact defensive line from last year. I don't think Huff wanted to negotiate with us, so I think that one was too far gone. But I do think they tried to keep Jefferson. They fucked that up. Al Woods has the blown Achilles, so it's really just JFM being traded and Jefferson as the two kind of screw-ups there. Jay says, need to get Williams and Corley into the offense. Cornerbacks pressing Garrett at the line. Safety help over the top. Yeah, Corley got the one pass early on. It was like 5 yards, got cracked, and then, nothing really from that. So super, super frustrating to see. Jacob, glad to see a win. Kind of needed. Levis, every throw is uploading now, by the way. Thank you, Jacob. I'll give it a try. I probably will have to post that over on Twitter because I got flagged for the Aaron Rodgers every throw again. Super frustrating. It's driving me up a wall, but I appreciate you doing it, dude. Jay Spector, can we please get a different defensive tackle combo than Thomas and Holmes? Every big Pollard run up the middle was against that duo. Yeah, if Jermaine didn't go down, I would have loved to see like a little Jermaine and Quinnen in the center of this line with Will McDonald and optimally Hassan Reddick on the outside. But yeah, I don't know how we stop this defensive show or this run blocking. The Juice Man, good show, Ryan. Love you. I love you too. Cameron said, I like having a real quarterback today. It feels nice. This is how offense is supposed to look, right? Pierre says, do you think Hassan will be on the field by London? I think this is the week you try to get him in. He's probably not ready for Thursday, but hopefully he's ready for the Monday night game the following 2 weeks from then. Because we got Thursday Night Football, then you got the Bronco game 1 o'clock. So I think you can get him up to speed for the Bronco game in like limited snaps. And then hopefully you're firing on all cylinders for that Buffalo Monday night game because we're going to need it. You got to get pressure on Josh Allen. You cannot have him just sitting back there and causing us headaches. Tony V, give credit. The passing game adjustments and quick hits was good to see and actually opened things up. Yeah, Rodgers, when he gets the ball out of his hands within like 2.5 seconds, we're good. When he's sitting back there on like a 5-step drop or waiting for longer plays to develop, I feel like there's just too much confusion. Super frustrating. All right, we are at the hour-long part of this show. So thank you guys so much for popping in. Real quick recap. Aaron Rodgers finishes the day 177 yards on 18 completions on 30 attempts with 2 touchdowns. Breece Hall had himself over 100 yards between receiving and passing. Had a beautiful receiving touchdown, just a bomb of a pass. Braylon Allen, you're a freak, has himself over 50 yards with 2 touchdowns. This is the dynamic duo that this offense needs to focus on and then open up things for Garrett and for Mike Williams. And I think as we move on throughout the season, you will start to see that more. Boys and girls, if you want to check out the Aaron Rodgers every throw video, click on the pinned comment in this live chat. You'll see Aaron Rodgers every throw over on my Twitter. I can't post it here anymore. So if you guys go over and retweet that video, you'll get entered into winning a shirt here. Let's see. We've got 45 retweets. Let me just pop up and see. Let me see how I can see them. Are they not showing me these anymore? What the hell? I guess you can't look at retweets anymore. All right. Well, I'm going to figure out how to do that. And then we're going to do a giveaway the next time I go live. I don't know why I can't see retweets anymore. I used to be able to see everybody who would retweet. I wonder if they took that away when they took away the likes. That's stupid frustrating. Whatever it is. Either way, if you want to help out the channel, head over to the Twitter page, give it a follow, check out the every throw video. And yeah, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. Final score, Jets 24, Titans 17. Jets head into Thursday Night Football 1-1, going up against the 1-1 division rival Patriots. Can the Jets go 1-0 in the division? I think it's going to happen. Fireman Ed's 65th birthday. If you're going to be at his birthday at the brewery near the stadium, let me know. I will be there as well. I'm looking forward to it. Boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. This is Jets Talk signing off. JETS.